As a family, trying to raise 3 autistic children in a society that really struggles to understand what autism is really hard. Most people wouldn't understand how much time and effort that goes into creating a good life for these young people.
Welcome back.
Because we don't want our children living a life excluded from things. The more people understand autism, the better our society's going to be.
Look, he's not even interested. He's like, nah.
Got an amazing family and exceptional children. They may technically sit on the autism spectrum, but to me, they just got their own specialties. They're all incredibly gifted.
Anything that's different.
Sophie, she's really funny and really outgoing. She's on the spectrum.
So I did the whole sauce.
Harry, his mind is constantly going. He's on the spectrum. Oh, yeah, look at that.
What?
Liam, he's my eldest son. He's very high-functioning autistic, so he's very clever. Connor's exceptionally fit and sporty. He loves to play soccer. He's not on the spectrum.
Maybe you just need a bit of food.
Rachel, she's my loving wife. She's the rock that holds us all together. She's always thinking about everyone else. Without that, we wouldn't be able to have such a tight family.
I guess it's just a busy 6-person family, and I'm acutely aware that we probably don't seem a typical autistic disabled family. And actually, there's so much that goes on in families who are raising children who have autism but don't meet those stereotypical labels, who are getting on with life most of the time, who just have a few barriers to overcome. But as a family, we think about autism as a strength and not to be embarrassed about.
For me, autism is great, I think. I get all of the benefits of it. You know, I can learn really quick. I can take information really well. But I guess there are some downsides too. I get this, you know, the stereotypical can't read people, the not looking into people's eyes because it's a weird feeling. And I think the missing some stuff just kind of makes it a bit hard.
Got all these children and not one of them's helping doing any cleaning. Something went wrong somewhere.
Pardon me?
Why aren't the children doing the cleaning?
Go and get them then.
Oh, just pick your battles.
Yeah. Liam is my first baby, and you don't know anything other than what you get given, I guess. And I just thought that children at 2 and 3 could draw schematics, and he could talk in these really complex sentences and had these really adult-type thoughts.
So we had him tested to find out what his intelligence was. And I think it was at that point they mentioned, he might be on the spectrum because of the way he responds to questions about emotions and things slightly different.
The hardest part about autism for me, I don't understand people and their feelings. So often I'll do something and then someone will say to me, it's like, oh, why didn't you think about that? And I'm like, well, I can't really.
Yeah, hurting people's feelings.
Are you sad?
I'm very sad.
He's still learning the rules of social engagement and that social awkwardness. What do you say when somebody says that, or how do you respond to a situation?
True. You lied.
That's pretty true. He's a pretty good older brother, yeah.
Oh. Aww.
How does it make you feel?
That I've been lied to. Betrayed.
Liam and Connor have always been a tight wee unit. Connor is just your average Kiwi boy, and he's so empathetic and so not on the spectrum.
This is my trinket box. It's full of everything in the world. See?
Harry is diagnosed with autism and ADHD. I probably use the expression to describe Harry as the most impacted by his autism.
It's a weary feather. from Papua New Guinea. Autism is like, I have superpowers but not superpowers. I've got really good smell and hearing, and it's sometimes really annoying because then I can smell the ants. And I can't hear my own voice, so I can't hear how loud I am or quiet I am. And it's really annoying for the family.
I just do squiggles and then draw flowers on them. I'm bad at unicorns.
When Sophie was 3 or 4, she was doing some really typical autistic things, lining up animals in a really regimented way. She will mask a lot of the stuff that's going on for her. She gets really confused about what's happening in social situations. And then when she'll get home, it's like a bottle of lemonade being shaken up, and when you open it, it all just explodes.
I noticed at school that she would react to situations which were difficult. She got deeply affected by things that shouldn't really have been so important. She would sort of fly off the handle a lot easier than other kids.
Autism makes me feel different and special. The worst part about autism is that it's hard to get along. People.
As the kids were getting diagnosed, the more we found out about it, the more I started to realise that that was me when I was a child. They didn't really understand autism very well 30 years ago. I was just kind of a naughty, smart kid. I haven't really been formally diagnosed, so I was kind of in trouble a lot, and I started to realise that, I'm not really very empathetic, and I could be very blunt.
What?
And even now, it's still the same for me. I still find I struggle with it sometimes. I can explain all my bad behaviour, or all of my behaviour, but I don't really care.
Where's your Adidas ones?
I don't know. I can't find them. Can you help me hold them?
Okay. I'm a planner and an organiser, and I run this house like a bit of a military operation, which is a bit of a joke, but it's what it needs to happen for it to run really smoothly. No, those are just jackets, I think, Dylan.
So where is it?
I don't know. I usually get up, get things started. Harry's next up, and we just do it piece by piece by piece.
Maybe they're in my school drawer, school pants drawer.
You have a look in there. Usually it's pretty calm, and I try and keep it really relaxed because I feel like my job in the morning is to get the children to school in their best possible mindset. We have a
system.
pretty cool system.
Me and Connor are sleeping, you guys do the work, we get up, eat some food, annoy everybody, go back to bed, then you guys complain that we're not being useful enough, then these guys go to school, me and Connor finally get up, then we get our stuff ready and then we go to school.
I probably do a lot more in the mornings for the children, but there's about that much that they can do in a day, and you want that much to be stuff that's going to be in their learning environment. Where's your school bag?
I said I don't know.
Harry and Sophie struggle to go to school most weeks. So most people wouldn't understand how much time and effort that goes into our day. Oh, the doors are frozen shut. So we probably don't appear to be anything different to most families, which is a great thing. But at the same time, people aren't as compassionate or as understanding when things do go wrong. So we probably appear as this big family with these really naughty children a lot of the time, or a family who are making excuses for their child's behaviour. There you go. All right, love, come on. Come on. Good girl. You all right? Climb out. See, everyone's gone. Ready? You look beautiful. Here you go. Soph, I've got to go to work. Come on. Okay, come out. Sophie Rose. No, now I need to go to work. Come on. Soph, out. You can't sit in the car all day. So you've got to take them to the office now, okay? That's your job. There you go. You going to take Hunter to the office? Bye. Come back. Right. Have a good day.
I do not like school because socializing at school is hard. Because everyone there thinks I'm different, so they don't want to play with me, really.
Sophie has a lot of rules to how life should be, and that is a struggle sometimes because she has lots of rules around friendships and her friends have to follow her rules, and little girls don't want to follow another little girl's rules all the time. And also the ability to gauge a situation or know what to say isn't something that comes naturally. Some of these skills have to be learnt. So if you can imagine if you're having a conversation with somebody, and I know how to instantly react if you start to get sad, but for Liam, Harry and Sophie, it doesn't come naturally. They're really thinking about, now, how should I respond? So that's what Dawn teaches them.
I'd be a bit afraid.
I'm a behavioural consultant and I work with children with learning needs, but I specialise with children with autism. Sophie is more high anxiety. A lot of girls present quite differently to boys and they mask their autism really well because they mimic other children. They will stand on the periphery, they will watch what the other children are doing, and then they will copy what they're doing. Last year, she really struggled. So I worked with her to find out exactly what was wrong. And one of the big things was she couldn't decide on who to choose to play with. She found playing with too many girls at once was overwhelming. The noise was too much, the choices of games was too much, following the rules was too much. So what we did, we spoke to the girls and asked them if they would be happy for us to put in a play chart of who she would play with each day. And that really helped Sophie, and her friends were really understanding. And now we don't have to do that. She can just go out and play, and she can cope with it by herself.
They can just, they can walk around. Oh, yeah, walk.
You were even the last thing to do, Antonia. What do you need to do once he's finished? If you look
Miss Ormsby says I had to finish my art because everyone else has finished their art.
Harry is really clever and bright child. He's very passionate about animals, nature. He does have troubles in the classroom with particular things such as noise, surprises. If he's not sure what's happening, then it can overwhelm him, but he's got strategies that we work on to help him adapt to those things.
This is my calm down box. And this is my massage book.
What does that make you feel?
Just nice.
He likes using his hands. If he's feeling overwhelmed or tired, him being able to go to that box really helps him just to kind of get into a good space.
We had one incident last year where Harry was really upset. He couldn't go into class in the mornings and we couldn't work out what it was. And it turned out that Harry has got high sensory needs and his sense of smell is really, really large, and he can smell ants, and there were ants in the classroom. So we had to get rid of these ants before we could get him back in the classroom.
Perfect. Have that.
Harry goes to a mainstream school and I am adamant that he has the opportunity to mix with his peers. And it's good for other children to learn what autism is and how do you support somebody with autism, because the more people understand him and other people like him, the better our society's going to be.
3. 1, 2, 3.
Rachel? In about 20 minutes.
Come on, Claudia. We're going in here.
What's that?
No one, that's Rachel.
Hōhepa is a residential provider. We provide a range of living solutions for adults with disabilities. So my role is to meet new families that have expressed an interest in getting Hōhepa to support them, doing something different. And how do you make that all work in this incredibly confusing system of funding and housing and rules and regulations, and how to pull that all together, because it needs a person to make that all kind of happen.
You have a look at that.
About 7 years ago, when Harry was diagnosed with autism, I was just getting turned away all the time. Every time I tried to advocate for what they needed or what I thought they needed. So I thought, right, I just need a bigger piece of paper than a mum. And I'd always kind of had an interest in social work. So I did my social work qualifications through Massey by distance. My mother.
I'm extremely proud that she's managed doing a degree and raising these children and then raising me as well. And she's working in a similar sort of area. I think she finds it really rewarding and fulfilling. She's doing a great job.
So this is LJ Assembly. This is where we assemble the large jets. So I design the control systems which actuate it and make it move. And then this is controlled by the controls on the bridge, which the operator drives the boat with.
I've always worked with boats for 20 years. I've worked in defence on the Anzac frigates and the protector class ships, designing electrical systems for those. Being on the spectrum, I've got quite a good ability to visualise things in my head, so I can generally see the problems before they occur.
With Aidan's job, he has to travel a lot. So I parent alone for about 10 weeks of the year. So as a family, we're learning really quickly it's about the right people that surround us.
Hey-oh.
Liam, I just saw the biggest bumblebee.
The bumblebee, yeah, bud.
For our family, having a break is really tricky because there's not many people that can manage the complexity of 3 children with autism, and then you're adding change and then you're putting in somebody that they might not know or trust. It's often a recipe for failure until we met Big Liam. And Big Liam showed that if you have the right carer in place, you can actually have breaks. And last year, Aidan and I had our first night away as a couple after 14 years or something crazy.
I cannot go.
I'm going to push you real high, though.
No, I couldn't hit on that.
Oh, Bud's going to get hit.
Not now. Stop, Liam.
Being a carer, especially with kids of a young age, I feel like you've really got to just be yourself because they can see right through you, you know.
Mum doesn't like Dad putting up posters. Our dad, he had this cool Spider-Man poster. And imagine if Sam was like that, you would die. You live on your posters.
Harry, he's just a wild boy. He will just go and go and go. Try and take him for a walk or go for a swing or a swim or anything like that just to burn off some energy. And then, I mean, Sophie, she's brutally honest. You know, I walked up to school today, she's like, oh, I don't like your haircut. I liked it longer. That's the first thing she noticed.
Slide.
We talk about autistic children not having a filter. Sophie certainly does that, you know. She will tell you exactly what she thinks if you want to hear it or not, and sometimes it's okay. She's learning when to think it in her head, but not say it out loud.
So we've got to get that HDMI cable up.
And because we can't get rid of the connector, it's going to be a big hole there.
Oh, we'll just put a little plate there to cover.
What I was actually thinking is if we look under the bracket, there's a hole. So you can go put under the bracket and feed out through there.
Liam's our go-to guy for IT in the house because there are benefits to being on the spectrum. Logical thinking nowadays is very important as everything's based around computers. And visualisation, things like that, being able to see inside your head what something how it will work or what it looks like. So he's learning how to be a plumber and an electrician and an IT engineer, and you know he's learning all of those skills, and he's only 14.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a tug.
Okay.
When I met Aidan, he would talk about his adolescence being the most challenging part of his life, that social awkwardness. Having a parent in the family with autism makes this job a lot easier because he can share with me how it feels and I can learn from Aidan about how he sees things.
You ready? So just hold it there, jiggle it so it'll come down.
Now the boys are sort of coming to that teenage age, I can see the potential areas where they're going to struggle because it's easy to sort of put behaviour down to just being rude. Like, I've got a learned response of how I need to act. It's just taken a long time to kind of piece together by making mistakes. You know, if something goes wrong, then I need to sort of show some empathy, even though I don't really feel it. And that's just quite hard, and especially, and that's why, you know, I don't like large groups of people. I don't like having to, I've got to really work hard to think about, how do I need to behave, how should I be acting, because I might upset people, and I can do that quite easily by being very blunt. So fortunately, we've got Connor and Rachel that very good at seeing the other side.
Liam has a really nice relationship with a girl from his school. They've been together as a couple for over a year now, and it's been really, really helpful for Liam's growth to work out the rules of relationships.
Been going out with my girlfriend for about a year, and it's the best year of my life, actually. Yeah, we have said I love you to each other. I'm pretty sure I understood it, because it's just, you know, it's something that you should really understand before you say it. It was because it takes a lot of thinking time for me to actually understand a big thing like that. It's physically and emotionally exhausting for me to understand small emotions, so I think, yeah, it was something that I really meant.
Connor, you want to play Space Engineers?
Connor, play Space Engineers! No. It's boiling the surface above it.
Don't tease him about his overheating laptop. Connor, servers up, you playing?
No.
Come on.
It's kind of neat as a family. We've got this sort of common denominator between a lot of us, which also really worries me. It kind of excludes Connor a little bit. We have to be very careful because we find ourselves putting a lot of effort into supporting the other three kids. So I'm very aware that he feels like he gets left out.
It is really hard, and I'm so mindful that he doesn't get lost in that busyness of three children with quite strong needs. He just wants to be a typical young man and do typical young man things.
Hello. How are you? Hi. Hello.
Auntie Anne, she is incredible to this family. She gives Connor one-to-one time. It's really focused all about him. So once a week, he goes out on a Saturday for the entire day, go and play soccer, and then they'd go off and do the market and fixing cars and then come home. So it was a really nice break for him.
Get some orange, get some cake on board, boys.
Oh, no.
Cake, yes. Get some cake. You need the energy. Well done, Justin.
Now, this woman here is amazing because her and her husband, they come early, they put up the tent. Today they're running a barbecue. Last time I think they paid for the sausages and the bread. Yeah. They bring Connor to all his games. She is an amazing lady.
Yummy. A snack.
I was thinking you guys have both been so good today that I was thinking about doing a no rules night.
I love no rules night.
Huh?
I like rules night.
What's no rules for you, son?
Well, the rules are for a
Stay out late.
One night I was just so tired. No rules, and as long as you guys are doing the right thing, I'm not going to set any rules. All of a sudden, we had these really well-behaved children that weren't fighting with each other and having a whole lot of fun, and I'm getting a break, and it just worked.
Yep. Is that what you want?
See these loops? We can use these and just loop them up. Like that. And then we just need to get this loop up there.
We have nature play school 1 day a week. I was aware that in the New Zealand legislation, children can attend a different school 1 day a week. We've also learnt that Harry and Sophie clearly don't enjoy going to school 5 days a week. So I started to look for what would be the right fit for them to have a break and do what they love to do, which is to have no rules and to be free. And for Harry in particular, he loves bugs and birds.
Need this. Yeah. No, guys, stop. We need this to be like super tight. If you're really heavy, don't go on it. I need you to pull this again. Can you pull this, please?
I can.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Everyone get off.
So with our nature-based play programs, all our curriculum is looked at from both a sensory child development point of view as well as an education and fun point of view. So it's a bit more holistic with what we have children doing throughout the day, with a really nice balance of some intentional teaching and a lot of child-led play.
Hey, 2 people on this side, 3 people on this side, 3 people on this side. 3, 2, 1, left! Nature school is really cool because there's Kim. She brings in tools and hammers and saws and stuff like that, and we cut down the dead trees. There was a borer. We saw 2 borer. There was heaps of hoo-hoo holes as well, and if you touched the tree, it just fell into dust, because some of the tree fell into dust.
Look how much I got. Got hardly any.
Sophie has really hooked in with another girl that's here, and they are on their own mission a lot of the time. They have been quite creative and expressive, and they both have a passion for mud.
Nature school is fun. Ria is really cool, and she's my best friend, definitely. And incredible.
And there's been benefits that I didn't anticipate. Finding our village, we had this amazing community of very similar-minded parents who were open and accepting of a little bit different, a little bit quirky. And these are all things that are really critical to their success as being an adult. But it takes a huge amount of time and effort to find those resources. And you also have to spend a lot of time talking to people because there's no resource in the community that says, here are all the options that you could choose.
Chilli in there? No. Come on, guacamole's got chilli in it.
No. So every Friday, Auntie and Uncle come and have dinner, and every now and then we have other people over and just say thanks.
So thank you for all the hard work everyone puts in, helps us out. So tonight we've got Big Lem and Si and Sarah here as well. They're also carers.
No, I'm having care. Yeah.
Without Rachel's never-ending efforts to keep the family working smoothly, we wouldn't be in this situation. She pulls off this amazing achievement of raising all of us and helping us, the family, grow.
Autism has taught me that everybody has their own view on their own life. I think having a lived experience of disability makes me a richer person, and I'm super proud of all my children. I'm really excited about their future because I think for all of the kids it's going to be something pretty incredible.
I couldn't be more proud of my children. I think they're all incredibly gifted. It would be a boring life without having some autistic kids.